Huh? Hey, I'm tryna win. I'm tryna win in the 716 and I'm making it big. I wanna live. I think I'm ready to.
Yo, what's good, man? This is EC Pinchar Podcast with your one and only host, Glory Boy, here with another special sit down with. Come on, tell them your name.
RJ Jackson.
RJ Jackson.
The
Thank you so much.
giver.
Definitely. Thank you so much for being here. And this was something that we wanted to do as soon as we met.
Absolutely.
As soon as we met, we said, you know what, we're gonna sit down and have a conversation on the podcast. And here we are.
And here we are on purpose.
On purpose, definitely.
Yeah.
And thank you for being here.
Well, thank you for having me.
And first of all, I just want you guys to go ahead and like, share, and subscribe. And so let's get straight into this. I'm going to go ahead and just introduce you because people have to know exactly who you are and also what you do because your resume is incredible.
Thank you.
I did read everything. So let's talk about just life experience itself. So Ms. RJ here is international speaker, consultant, executive life coach, facilitator, workshop, presenter, author, radio personality, community leader, and a volunteer. Wow.
Yeah, I like that last part, the volunteer
The
part.
volunteer part.
Yeah.
Why do you like that part, though?
I believe we are created to serve.
Okay.
And we need each other to survive. So when I volunteer, it gives me an opportunity to serve someone for the most part that can't do anything back for me.
Wow.
Like just me giving to them, right?
Some people hate volunteering because it's free, like what? So since it's free, though, what do you gain from it?
So free is all about perception.
Okay.
So it's free for people who don't understand their purpose. Okay. For me, it's not free. It's rich, enriching, and rewarding. And let me tell you what I gain from it. A better me. Every single time I do something for someone else. Experience, adventures. I meet the most amazing people in the world when I volunteer. So just to give you an example, I volunteer for the hospital. Okay. And when I first started off, they set me in this room with families who had babies. And that was cool because I got to be with the parents, encourage them when they saw their child sick. But one day they were short-staffed on runners. And they asked me if I wanted to do it. And I said, yeah, let's try it. Well, I got to run the entire hospital. Wow. And when people said, so what do you do? I said, I run this thing.
I run this thing.
I run this thing, but literally it meant from the morgue to the CFO's office. I got to go there and experience different parts of the hospital.
Wow. And throughout your resume, because I read everything basically that you do a lot. You're a very busy woman. And just being busy, is this something that you've always had in you, like growing up as a young woman and so on, like just having to do so much?
Well, what I do is I choose to do.
Okay.
So I don't have to do anything. I get to do what I do. Wow. And I know some people say, wow, you're so busy. And I say, I'm not busy. I'm purposeful. I'm living my life, not like it's golden, but because it's golden. But growing up, I hardly did anything except for what mama said we're going to do, right? You're going to summer school. You're going to be in this club. You're going to be in this church event, those kind of things. And I love church. I love doing those things. But honestly, I didn't hardly go anywhere. I was what I consider a daddy's girl, and I was afraid to go outside the boundary of where my daddy was not. Right. Like I would always go, is my daddy going? And I remember my mom said I was going to summer camp. I was like, well, is my daddy going? And she was like, no, but you are.
I know. She said, nope, you're going. You're going. He's staying with me.
Right. And I went too, let me tell you.
Right. So now I just wanted to just kind of like, just a little, how do you call it? A little icebreaker. Okay. So now let's just jump into some of the questions I wanted to ask you for the people to get to know you is where are you actually from?
I'm originally from Buffalo, New York.
Buffalo, New York. Okay.
Yeah.
Born and raised?
Born and raised, left for college, came back for a couple of years, and left again
Okay.
to live in California.
Wow. And where did you go to school for college?
For college, I started off at Virginia State College, and then I transferred back my last 2 years to Buff State.
Okay.
And
So from Buff
yeah.
State, Virginia, and then transfer back to Buff State. What did you study in school? Because I see your resume, you have so much, and some of those things are different from few things, But like, what did you really focus on? What was your actual major?
I love that question because honestly, I didn't even want to go to college. I fought with my mother verbally, and she said, "You're going to go to college." I'm like, "No, I'm not." And yes, you are. No, I'm not. But I always say, William and Rhoda Jackson, God created me. William and Rhoda Jackson conceived me, and my ninth grade teacher, Sister Marge, saw potential in me.
Okay.
And because she did, I desired to go to college, and I wanted to be, for college, I wanted to be a probation officer for youth. I wanted to help the young people make good choices once they had fallen off, right? Get back on track. So I studied criminal justice with a major in sociology because, sociology, you get to help people. And that was my heartbeat. So that's what I went to school for.
Wow. And I see here for education, you have your doctor's degree.
I do have my doctoral degree.
Wow. And that's in educational theology.
It is in theology, yes, sir.
And I see you did study in the King's College and Seminary. How was that, though? Because, a lot of people pursue those higher degrees and so on. And some of them want to know exactly the experience from the people that have actually like accomplished it. Like, how was the experience? Was it like the most hardest thing, or how can you describe it?
So let me just tell you, I went back to school after 25 years of being out. When I went
After
back
25 years, you went back.
25 years, I went back. And so I just want people to know it's never too late. It's never too late. Now, was it challenging? Yes. I was much older. I had children. I had responsibilities. I worked. So was it challenging? Yes, it was. But I love the classes. I love learning. I love the challenge. The challenge is really what got me through because it was not easy, let me tell you. I had to go at night. That meant I had to drive at night, which I couldn't see that well at night. So it was challenging, but life is challenging. But we can't let that stop us.
Let stop it. I mean,
Right?
it's challenging every day. Every day you wake up, it's a challenge to even get out of a bed.
Every
Like
day.
some people can't even get out of bed. That's a challenge.
Absolutely.
Can't even go to the gym, can't even take a walk outside. Challenge. So,
Absolutely.
yeah, definitely. And I see you have so much certificates. What were some of your favorite certificates that you accomplished, and just going forward?
So my all-time favorite certificate is being certified to be a communicating facilitator, to teach world-class relationship for at work and home. I absolutely love teaching us what they should be teaching us in school, and they're not teaching us. And that is how to communicate, how to have healthy relationships, how to get along with people. How to find the one thing you have in common with somebody and you can get along with them for life. But the problem is, Glory, we look at all the things we don't have in common and we focus on that. And what happens? We're mad at each other. We're talking about each other. We're putting each other down. It doesn't work.
Right.
Find the one thing.
Find that one thing.
The one thing.
That's true. Find that one thing. And also just within our families, the Black communities, it's major. Like, we have to learn that, most definitely.
Absolutely.
So let's talk about, so now just finishing school and so on, what was next for you? Like, what did you focus on doing, like, in terms of, like, career-wise?
So when I was 16, so just going back a little bit, and I told you that Sister Marge saw potential in me. Well, first and foremost, I want you to know the truth. Before all that education, I was failing in school.
Okay.
I hated school. I didn't like going. I hated lunch. I didn't want to go out to recess. It was too cold. I had to put on boots, which I always got in trouble for, not putting them on. I did not like school, but I like learning. And it reminds me of a quote that I really love, and it says, for successful people, school's never out. You're always willing to learn. So when I was in school, and Sister Marge did encourage me, I was a part of the speech and debate club. Okay. And that just totally fascinated me. And from there, I said, I want to be a professional speaker when I grow up. Now, keep in mind, I never saw anybody in my community as a professional speaker. I never saw what that looked like. I just knew that's what I wanted to do. So that's what I pursued, in spite of the fact that I had a degree in criminal justice. I literally sat down to take the test to become a probation officer. Okay. Thought about it, got up, turned in my test, my scan card, and my number 2 pencil to the facilitator. And she's like, "Are you sick?" I said, "Yeah. I'm sick of our kids getting in trouble. I don't want to wait till they get in trouble to help them. I want to help them before they get in trouble. So I'm going to go create my own job. Amen. I'm going to be an entrepreneur myself and help them realize they don't have to make those choices that they end up in the system, right?
Right.
So that's what I did.
And I like how you said that. Instead of you waiting for them until they get in trouble to be brought to you, why can't you step up and kind of like prevent them from actually getting in trouble, so that way we can avoid building that curse on ongoing years and so on, you know? So that really makes a lot of sense, because I see that's why there's so much careers now, you know, to do this and that, but people don't really focus on the solution beforehand. Like, how can we prevent this from happening, so that way we can avoid having too many people filling up, you know? So yeah, that's really nice. So what did your parents actually wanted you to be? If you had to remember what they wanted you to be.
My parents believed in me. They believed in me and my siblings, and I never remember my parents telling me, "This is what I want you to be." I only remember my parents saying, "You could be what you want to be, and you're good at what you do." My mom used to tell me constantly, "You deserve to be on Oprah. You should be on Oprah. I can get you on there. You should be on Oprah." But I didn't have enough confidence in myself. And I would tell her, "No, I don't need to be on Oprah. I can't be on Oprah." And she's like, "You need to be on Oprah." They always believed in us. Wow. And gave us the best. I always say, since you mentioned my parents, I just got to tell you, we are the best parents anybody could never ask for, because we didn't ask for them. They were assigned to us, and they were the greatest parents ever. They didn't just love on us. They loved on all of the foster children that came through our home, that they invited to come and live with us.
So how many siblings that you had, basically, including the foster children?
I can't count.
So a lot of people were living with you guys.
A lot of people came through.
You know, that's a blessing.
Mm-hmm.
A lot of people say when you welcome people within your home, you're bringing just more blessings going forward. Mm-hmm. And so, like, what lesson did your parents teach you, like a life lesson that you're still carrying on until today, in terms of like just building a healthy relationship with people, making sure that you keep yourself in the right track at all times, and so on?
To love God, love yourself, love family, and love others. My parents were both family-orientated people. So we did a lot of family stuff, especially on my dad's side.
No conflict, no nothing. Because, you know, families always going to have that one moment where,
every family does.
Right.
We weren't perfect, but we were perfect for each other.
Mm-hmm. How did y'all handle conflict, though?
Back then, this is the way my mom handled conflict. Okay, you're not going to get anything for Christmas. Oh, by the way, it was June.
Exactly.
She not only told us that, she told my kids that. Like, you're not going to get anything for Christmas. Okay, Mom.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. And then boom, you're not gonna get it.
You're not gonna get it.
Wow.
I remember, Gloria. I remember one time my mom told me to go to bed, and my dad seconded that emotion. And we had TVs almost in every room. So I'm in the kitchen, and I hear my dad coming. And at the time, the stove door was open, and I tried to bust up out of there. My foot hit that stove door.
Oh.
I tripped, ran into the television. The television hit the floor.
Oh no.
I was like, I'm dead
Oh
now.
no. That's why sometimes like just run, just walk, just walk.
Like, I'm dead. My dad came in there. He said, I thought I told you to go to bed. I was like, you going to let me live? Okay, I'm going to bed right now.
And
That was it. That was how he handled the conflict. I thought I told you to go to bed.
wow. So it was never whoopings or anything like that.
I don't remember any, honestly.
Okay.
And my parents, to me, if they just said they were disappointed, that was enough. Because I just felt they were such good parents that I didn't want to disappoint them.
Right. You feel guilty for your actions, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I feel you. I feel you. Because me too, like I've been there where my parents they never put their hands on the kids. Maybe just a little spank on the butt, you know, when I was like young. And it was just my mom, you know, mothers will always tell you, I'm going to smack. I'm going to spank you. Boom. Just a little spank, you know. And one thing that always hit the most was the words they would say, like you just said, like, I'm disappointed in your action right now. Like, why would you do that? And then you would just feel guilty,
Yeah.
like you're a good parent. Like, I just want to make you proud. Now I feel like I just disappointed you. So now let me just switch up and just be a better kid. And even saying the disappointment, it doesn't mean like they're disappointed in you.
Right.
It's just the action.
Right.
You know, so most definitely. So let's talk about just you and your siblings. You know, you're in the house. How was your days just living with them?
Well, between my oldest sister and myself, we have some years between us, so it was different. The one thing I actually remember the most with my siblings was school. I think I was in second grade, and the teacher kind of grabbed me by the neck and pushed me down, and my mom was like, nope, we're done. No more public school, and shipped us way out to Eggersville. And I remember one day being on a bus, and one of the girls or somebody was bothering my sister, and my sister didn't play. Like, she did not play. She could handle her own, let me tell you. And
Okay.
she handled it, too, let me tell you. But this one day, the girl was fighting my sister, and she happened to get on top of my sister. I was like, oh, no, that ain't happening. And I went and started beating the girl, and we all got kicked off the bus that day. I think we might even got suspended. I'm not sure. I can't remember that far back, but I know we got kicked off the bus, which was not a good thing.
Right.
Because now my parents had to drive us to school every day, which was probably about 20 minutes, and in the snow, maybe 30.
Now they're disappointed.
Oh, yeah. But you're not going to mess with my sister.
Yeah, you can't do that. You can't do that. That's why that's a
Cannot.
beautiful thing about when you go to school with your siblings. It's like nobody's gonna play with you.
Yeah.
You know, and it's like they just feel when something is wrong. So let me say you walking in the hallway, your sister passes by you, they would just feel, okay, something is wrong with my sister. Let me talk to her. You know, so that's the most. Because I went to school. When I went to school, actually, my brother and sister, we went to the same school, middle school. But as soon as they graduated, we went to different high schools. So I went to Hutch Tech, and my brother and sister went to Riverside. So me, I'm there by myself, no siblings. So them, they can help each other out. They had so much stuff going on. They were having so much fun. And me, on the other hand, I just felt like, man, you know what? Let me just be here. But I had some cousins. So it was a little more fun. But yeah. So then with your siblings, let me say you had to remember one thing that you guys did to keep you guys together as siblings, because you know there's a lot of people that will watch this and they have siblings. Either they're in conflict with them or not. But like, what's one thing that you guys did when you guys fought and then kind of like came together and say, you know what, let's fix this?
Well, like I said, we have so many years between each of us that we were always in different seasons in life. But one thing I always remember is my sisters, they took care of me. Like they would buy clothes for me, and even to this day, like my older sister, she's sharp, let me tell you. She is sharp. Like if I want something that's tight, she got style. So she will get it. She will do whatever to
Right.
make sure I have style as well. So I really admire her style. So when it comes to being different, remember what I said? You look for what you have in common. That's my go-to.
Right.
Because we have a lot of things that are different, let me tell you. But I always go to what do we have in common? And here's the one thing I know we have in common: what our parents taught us. And that's something to always fall back on to take you forward. The legacy they left us with: to love God, to love yourself, to love family, and to love others.
Definitely.
That solves the problem right there. Because then you realize it's really, you love yourself, but it's not about you.
It's not about you.
It's not about you. And I can only speak for me. When I realize, wait, you may not like that, but it's not about you. How can you help your sibling? How can you help her right now be better and do better? Sometimes that's just listening. Sometimes that's offering a word of encouragement or suggestion. I think that's the go-to for me, like how I deal with the conflict when conflict happens. And it's, honestly, for me, it's rare.
Wow, that's nice. That's nice. And I mean, doing that, and also just keeping God first. Like you keep mentioning God, God, God. So you just grew up in a religious family. You know, you guys believed in God, feared God, and made sure that He was just there in the center of everything that y'all went through.
Yep.
Yeah, that's amazing. But yeah, so I just wanted to start it off with just a little conversation where the people get to know you, just your background. And now with the next part, we're just gonna get deeper into everything that you do, and talk about your books and so many more, and talk about actually RJ's Day.
Okay.
You know, we're gonna talk about
Yes.
that. So, you ready?
I'm ready. I
All
was
right.
born ready. You know, people always ask me, well, what does RJ stand for? I always tell them, make up something. Let me know that's what you're going to call me. But the R, ready. There you go.
That's it. That's it, man. And this is Issy Pinchard Podcast. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much. And let's get ready for part 2. Let's go.